All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Awesome. Take 2. Mark.
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up?
My man.
Here we are in the middle of the night.
Dude, not only is this the latest show we've ever recorded,
Indeed.
It's also the most shows we've ever recorded.
Oh my God.
At number 300.
You know, I have some regrets in my life.
Yeah.
Some regrets.
Regrets. And 299 of them are.
I said to the girls at dinner tonight, I said, I wish I had realized that I feel like 15 episodes ago, I was like, whoa, we're at 285.
Yeah, you did.
Right? I did. I said it out loud. And I was like, and I was thinking to myself, I'm going to do something special for 300, like bring in you something, you know. And then tonight at dinner, I was like, it fucking snuck up on me.
Same. I mean, I knew last week, I was like, 300.
Yeah.
And then today I was like, crap.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Well, anyway, cheers to 300.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, the most shows and the latest night.
I know. It's good. So everyone knows. I just watched Mission Impossible.
Meaning he literally just walked upstairs from having watched.
Right.
Yeah.
7 o'clock show. So it's roughly, I don't even know what time is it.
A little after 10.
10:11 in the PM. Now, for those people who don't know, Penn goes to bed at 6:30.
Penn gets put to bed at 6:30. Amy puts Penn down.
Okay, Penny, that's enough.
I run a little hot, so I need to lay down.
We'll see you at 4 a.m. for your run.
Right, exactly. So I've been saying all week, I've been telling the girls that I'm working the midnight shift tonight.
Oh my God.
The graveyard shift.
It makes you wonder how the midnight shows used to go.
Well, it's so funny you would say that because for most of my adult life, I identify as a night guy.
Mm-hmm. But what time do you normally go to bed?
I mean, 10.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not. I know people who go to bed at like 9.
No. 10, I would say, is the average. So it wouldn't be unusual for me to be up at 10:30 or 11, but typically 10. But I've been telling Kayla, I got to go to work in the middle of the night.
Can you believe it?
But
My boss is the worst.
Right. But the thing is, I remember we were just talking about this a little while ago. Those midnight shows.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so hopped up on adrenaline and the excitement and seeing what David Moulton's going to wear to the premiere and but the wildest was, I think it was the last Harry Potter, and we ran it in IMAX all night. And we literally we had a 1 o'clock show, a 4:30 show, and we served them do-si-do bagels and donuts on the way out of the 4 p.m. show or 4 a.m. show. And I remember it stopped being fun, like around 5 a.m. Like we were all hyped. We had to clean up after the 1 a.m. show. And it was like exciting. Oh, I can't believe we're doing this, you know. And then the 4 a.m. show gets in, and you're just like, because there's this weird thing in the movie business where, I just saw it here earlier, like once the set gets in, there's 1,000 people in the building.
Right.
And nobody in the lobby. It's just you and your team,
waiting.
you know, and you're kind of just waiting. And so normally that's fine because the window isn't that long, and it's a busy night, so you know, you're restocking, you're cleaning, all this kind of stuff, and it's one of my favorite parts. I mean, I just love everything about this business because I was just going to say I've had so much fun tonight being in the lobby, talking to all the people and having a good time. But I also really enjoy that quiet time just with the team, you know, making fun of each other and, you know, getting stuff done, cleaning stuff, but, you know, the camaraderie and the fun of fooling around. One time, this is a true story, and podcast at penncinema.com. If you're a Penn Cinema alumni and you were here, I know Drew was here. Me and Drew remember it together. One time we had downtime from the last show. It was when we had a midnight show of Spider-Man.
Okay.
But
Right.
but the business wasn't busy enough to justify any. So the last show was like a 7:45 regular show. So we had downtime from like 9:30 till like 11:30, right? And we literally set up in the lobby and played a game of wiffle ball. We had a game of wiffle ball. Home plate was at the Chop where you tear tickets, and we were set up, and it was a freaking riot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, we had a dance party, and it was just so. And so those midnight premieres, as much fun as everyone, as I've heard from people over the years saying how much great memories they have from attending those. I think I can speak for everybody saying we have a ton of fun memories working those, you know. And it is a hoot. It's really a lot of fun. But I don't know. I mean, I think if we had a midnight show tomorrow, or if this was a midnight, like I'd have no problem.
Right.
It's fun to joke about it, but
do it. But
yeah.
You know what it is? It's the building up to it.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Right.
Like it used to be exciting anticipation for that kind of thing.
Right.
And now you're like, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Like, what is wrong? Why am I doing this thing? And then you're there, you have a great time, you
Yeah.
go home, and the next
Yeah.
day you're like, it was probably worth it. But
Totally worth
all that time up
Yeah.
until you do it.
my favorite midnight show customer, because there's different types.
Yeah.
There's you.
Unfortunately.
There's you.
Not the favorite.
And all your pals,
Ugh.
you know.
Some of the worst.
And then there's the dad who's bringing the kid
Yeah.
because the kid is just so freaking excited. And he's a good dad.
And he's exhausted.
And he comes in and he gets to the start line. You know, he gets in. And then as soon as the movie starts, he's out. Sound asleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I have memories of, I don't even know what shows, but multiple times, midnight shows coming out of the IMAX to you being like, what'd you think? And we were up on the balcony.
Yeah.
And we're talking.
Yeah.
And both of us are now drained.
Right.
And whoever else is there.
Yeah.
And the conversation would be so much better if we would have waited a day, but we're just like, yeah, it was cool. Okay.
Well, I remember, and that's like the joke when I was joking earlier about, you know, the different types of people that come out. You and your gang, you're always big for standing around after.
Yeah.
You're big on processing.
You got to process.
Yep.
You got to talk through
Yep.
it. And some people are not.
Right.
They're
Some
like-
people want to go home. Yeah. You know what's fun tonight is I saw a lot of people before and after hitting the bar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. And
That's awesome.
I saw two things that filled me with joy. I saw two couples that came together for a 9:40 show of Friendship, and they came into the bar at 9, so they could sit together and enjoy their company and how you'd catch up.
Yeah.
You know, how's the fam?
That's awesome.
And have a drink and then go see this movie together. And so that was awesome because that's exactly why we built the bar. And then the other thing I saw that made me happy was mom and dad and 2 kids. And all 4 of them went to the bar and was doing shots. No,
Right.
but all 4 of them did go to the bar. And the dad got a beer and the mom got a cocktail. And then the kids got their little Lilo and Stitch cocktails that we sell.
Nice.
You know, they're obviously alcohol free. But
Right.
so.
Or
yeah.
so they say.
Right. For an extra, you slip the barkeep an extra $10. You know, that kid will sleep all night.
You'll really like this movie.
Well, anyway, yeah. So all of that to say, welcome to our first ever late night edition.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I feel like
Is this the latest one we've ever done? I mean, I know we've done, I think this, maybe like 8 o'clock. If even.
yeah.
And only
I-
like once.
I think this is easily the latest.
Yeah. 300 episodes.
We've done 300 episodes.
You know, if you were going to do something you'd never done before for
Right.
300,
Right.
this is probably the easiest gimmick we could have done. All right. Well, let's move on to some news this week.
Yes, let's.
How familiar are you with The Devil Wears Prada?
Very.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have some youngins that really enjoyed it.
And a wife
Yeah.
who really
I said
enjoyed it.
youngins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have been in trouble until you brought that out. Thank you, David.
Well, I was also covering myself
Right.
by putting you
Right,
under the bus.
right.
Apparently, the sequel's in the works, and it's set for May 2026, so just about a year from now. I have seen the movie. when it came out, or around there. I think probably on home video. I can't say I remember much about it, other than Anne Hathaway and Glenn Close.
That's exactly. I wasn't even gonna say Glenn. Is it Glenn Close or is it Meryl Streep?
It's Meryl Streep. See, I remember Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, I remember Anne Hathaway too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I see this headline.
I mean, Anne Hathaway won't.
And I'm like, fine. You're gonna do a sequel, fine.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But like, I did not see this in the theater. I've seen this at home a number of times. I don't see. Well, what's the plot?
Right, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting. I mean, we'll be reviewing the trailer when it comes around. Yeah. So we could be pleasantly surprised. I mean, Anne Hathaway is great.
She's got a great track record.
Meryl Streep is great. So, and I don't think that either of them would sign up. Like, neither of them feel like the type that would just do it for the paycheck.
Agreed.
Or they would have done it years ago.
Did you see Meryl Streep on SNL? We talked about this, right? With the Kate McKinnon sketch with the aliens.
I don't know if we talked to it, but I know that it happened, yeah.
All right, listeners, Google Meryl Streep, SNL 50th, Kate McKinnon, aliens. It's worth it.
All those things. You have to put it's worth it in the search bar, too.
Next up, we have Whack-A-Mole movie is now in the works from Mattel and TriStar Pictures. David, how could they ever make a movie based on a game? How could that ever work?
They ever call up Rihanna for Battleship?
Right.
Right. What would the premise of this be?
Who cares? All you got to do is look at the Lego movie. Or should I say the Lego movies?
Yeah.
All of which have done incredible business. Massive amounts of business.
Where I guess even Battleship makes sense because it was just battleships. It had nothing to do with the game. So if you were to make a Whack-A-Mole movie and not have it be about the game, give me your elevator pitch for Whack-A-Mole the movie. Like, it'd be like, and it would be a Whack-A-Mole movie.
It would be my pitch. Here's my pitch.
Yeah.
I would get David Lynch to direct it. It would star Tim Robbins and Paul Rudd. And it would be artsy as hell. You wouldn't even know what you would have to watch it 2 or 3 times before you figured out that it's a show about nothing. It'd be real artsy. Yeah.
See, I would say, have you heard about money? Imagine we made this movie and it made us money.
That's your pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll call it Whack-A-Mole.
All right. So speaking of money, the Avengers movies are pushed back.
Yeah. So Avengers pushed back both Doomsday and Secret Wars. So Doomsday was initially set to hit theaters May 1st, 2026. It's now been moved to December 18th, 2026, which, I mean, is practically a year.
So each of them was pushed back 7 months.
Yeah, and then Secret Wars was moved from May 7th, 2027 to December 17th, 2027. What this tells me, 2 things. One, I'm sure they just needed more time.
Right.
Fine. These movies, like if anything Marvel needs to do is take their time.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like,
right. Fine.
Yes.
Please.
But then it also says to me that they trust these movies enough to move them from the spring slot to the Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, well, you tell me if I'm wrong. Summer blockbuster, Christmas movie, 2 big ones.
Yes.
Right? Spring movie, trusted, but more of a ramp up to summer.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you look at all the biggest movies, they're either in July or December.
Right.
Like the history of top whatever box office movies, they're all in July. I mean, almost without exception. They're all in July or December.
Yeah.
Or maybe Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Right.
I feel like Thanksgiving is the same as Blockbusters May is Thanksgiving. September or October, November.
Our good friends from Wicked would have something to say about that.
True.
They opened their shit in November and it played forever.
Right. Okay.
No, but you're right. It's the exception of the rule.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but if you have usually it's like one movie really
Absolutely.
in November. Anyway, but what I'm saying is this, instead of this, usually when they have these pushbacks, they're like, oh, geez, rewrites or whatever. To me, this says whatever it is that they're doing to change it up is something that they think is good enough to make this a bigger deal.
I agree. I completely 100% agree. First of all, it buys them more time, and second of all, I 100% agree. It's indicative of a confident studio that is planting the flag in December and saying, "Hey, these movies are going to be big."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Moving on. I mean, you kind of brought up something that people have been talking about, and it's Wicked. I mean, when are we going to see a trailer for that?
We are going to see a trailer June 4th.
June 4th.
Yeah, at Penn Cinema, not online.
No.
And here's the deal. So the movie starts at 7:00. The first Wicked.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, we talked about this, and the timing is that the trailer will drop online as the first movie ends. But the people who are in the audience at the first movie, when the first movie ends, and you're sitting here at Penn Cinema in Theater 5, when the credits are over, the new trailer drops.
Wow.
And they have the whole thing orchestrated. I'm sorry, the movie doesn't start at 7. The movie starts at 6 on the dot. And the whole thing is orchestrated so that when the credits finish for the first half of Wicked, for Wicked Part 1, I know it has an actual name, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Wicked Part 1 ends. At the end of the credits, we will play you the first trailer for Wicked Part 2.
Nice.
I think that's cool.
That is
I
super cool.
give Universal props for that.
Yeah. I like it better than before it too, because I mean you're going to be hyped.
Absolutely.
Yet I know that you're new to the trailer game.
Still?
Well, I looked over there and I said, this young buck,
This kid.
this guy, he's up and coming.
Right. He's got a future.
But he's still got
got
working on
potential.
his game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's working on his game.
Still avoid the fundamentals.
What's the most out of the way hyped thing you've done for a trailer? Oh, not just here, but just like, has there ever been a time where you did something to see a trailer and you weren't doing it for any other reason than the trailer?
No. I yes. The answer is yes.
Okay.
But never anything cool.
No, I'm not. It doesn't have to be cool. I just want to know. Well, just give me an example because I have one.
Okay.
I have a very distinct.
I can give you a perfect example.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning, I was watching Mission Impossible, or it wasn't yesterday. It was whenever it was, Thursday morning. And I loaded up the trailer. I loaded up the film with a bunch of trailers because I was curious. Like, I don't know what the deal is with this movie. You know what I mean? So, for example, Materialists, which we had watched, but now there was a new trailer.
Yeah.
I put The Last Rodeo on there, which is the new movie from Angel Studios, which I was like, what's the deal with this trailer? So most of the time when I will put a trailer in front of a movie I'm about to watch, just because I'm like, I need to educate myself. What's the deal with this trailer?
Right.
I don't think I've ever like gone out of my way. I've been like super excited when I come across something on my desk that's like, oh, here's the new trailer for that movie you're psyched to see. And I'm like, oh, this is great, and I watch a trailer. But I've never like, done anything crazy.
This isn't crazy, but the most out of my way I've gone, and you have to harken back to like when it used to take 10 minutes to load a trailer if it was online.
Right.
And so it wasn't like they weren't always readily available. It was like I bought the DVD for 50 First Dates, which was a good movie and I did like. But I bought the DVD for it because it was the first thing that had Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trailer on it.
Oh, shit.
And it was the one where with the two towers in it that they took down because 9/11 happened. And I remember so hyped. I don't know. I might have even gone to Walmart at like midnight to buy the DVD.
You still have the DVD?
No.
What?
I don't. There must have been a point in my life where I sold it, or I don't know where it is, but I know that I haven't had it for years.
That's such a great story.
I know.
And I thought it was, when I said you still have it, I was like being sarcastic because I figured it's like framed or something on your.
I think it's because, when I got the DVD of Spider-Man, I didn't think anything of it. It wasn't until, you start to learn things on the internet and you're like, oh, wait, that was trailer.
Yeah.
You can't find that any other, I guess you can probably find it somewhere now, but for a while there, it wasn't on the DVD or anything like that. Spider-Man.
I want to give a shout out to Universal because I think this is a really cool idea, dropping the trailer and coordinating it.
Yeah.
And I think that I've noticed a couple little signs of life. Should we call that? Signs of life from the studios.
Yeah.
So as you know, I'm in the exhibition industry.
What?
Say what?
Since when?
What you talking about, Willis? I'm in the exhibition industry, and then my friends from studios are in the distribution industry.
Right.
So they're distributing content, and then in the same studio family, they have distribution and they have production.
Right.
And distribution is at the mercy of production. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what distribution has started to do is get creative with some good, influencing. I don't know, chicken and the egg, which came first, but give you a couple for instances. Right now, so did you watch Mission Impossible tonight?
I did. Weirdly.
Did you see
What if I had faked it?
Did you see a cell phone thing for the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
So right now in this building we have Elio, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts, and bad guys.
Oh.
All with either cell phones or concession clips.
That's great.
That I'm putting right in with the trailers. They're all approximately 30 seconds. And I think they're not only fun for the audience, but they're great for me as an exhibitor because they're either helping me encourage you to silence your cell phone or they're helping me encourage you to go buy a drink or, whatever. But I think it's really creative and I think it's long overdue. And all those titles, almost all of those titles are Disney titles.
Yeah.
So, good on you. And you probably remember we had a Thunderbolts one.
I remember the Thunderbolts one. Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that they're doing that.
Yeah, I think the Fantastic Four one was better done than the Thunderbolts one.
Yes.
So I think that they did the Thunderbolts. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe they did the Thunderbolts as a test, and this was who knows? Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. And so anyway, along those same lines, I think Universal having a big release of the trailer and hyping it with a re-release of Wicked is great.
But speaking of Wicked, which comes out around Thanksgiving,
yes,
what's gonna give it its run for the money?
David.
Yeah.
Do you remember last episode when I was bragging about how I was so zen?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't say anything snarky.
Right. You were straight off the oxycodone and fully on the oxymoron.
right. I was fully oxymoron.
Yeah. Easy breezy, beautiful cover girl.
That's
over here.
exactly. That's what I was getting at all day.
Yeah.
And I was telling you how I was all lovey-dovey with the studio, and then it worked out. Well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I absolutely lost my mind and sent a nasty gram because I was most upset to hear the news that Disney released saying that this coming Thanksgiving in your local IMAX theater, you'll be able to enjoy screenings of Zootopia 2.
Why? Well, I know why.
When the #1 movie of the year is also available. So I sent a note to IMAX. I hope it's okay that I'm talking about this, but I don't care. And I was like, because I don't know if I'm sure we talked about this last year. I went to absolute war.
Oh yeah.
Last year. And the fight last year was between Gladiator and Wicked.
Right.
And I kept consoling myself because even though I much would rather have had Wicked in IMAX, I had Gladiator, which at least is a good IMAX movie.
Right.
It's a grand, epic action movie. And what I told myself was this way, I'll have Gladiator in one screen in the main building and all the capacity in IMAX. But surely they wouldn't make that same mistake twice. IMAX wouldn't book something other than Wicked again.
Right.
Right? Wrong.
What?
So I completely lost my mind because Wicked opens on November 21st in IMAX. And then on November 26th, a scant 5 days later, is that the right word?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah,
It works.
a scant 5 days.
It's going to use it all the time now.
Right, just to make sure.
Yeah.
A scant 5 days later, Zootopia opens. I lost my ever-loving mind. I absolutely had a meltdown up here. Me and Drew actually both did. We were feeding off each other.
Oh, man.
Because of the war we went through last year, fighting about it, because I all but, threatened to quit my contract with IMAX, because I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever,
But like you said, at least last year, Gladiator was an IMAX movie.
No, kids' movies-
Zootopia.
Kids' movies don't do shit
Yeah.
in IMAX. IMAX needs to stop booking kids' movies.
There must be somewhere
It's the politics.
that it does. Oh, you think it's just politics?
It's 100% is politics. It has nothing to do with anybody doing business with Zootopia. It has to do with IMAX wanting to stay in tight with Disney so that they can show Avengers in next December. And in order to maintain that relationship, they have to, Disney's Thanksgiving movie is going to be Zootopia, and they want a piece of the IMAX screen.
They force you to play it clean, right?
Well, so I lost my mind and I wrote IMAX. Then I wrote a note to my friends at Universal, and I was like, "Hey, listen, the bummer is my guy at Universal is not the same guy that we went through this with last year. So I had to bring him up to speed. I was like, listen, I went to war over this last year and I lost, and now at least we're planning this. We're having this argument 6 months in advance instead of 6 days in advance or 6 weeks." And so I sent my guy a note and I was like, I need your help I really want to play Wicked in IMAX. I need your help.
Yeah.
And of course, he's my friend in this scenario. You know what I mean? We're on the same side. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm your guy, and I'll talk to the team and find out what's going on." Blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, IMAX wrote me back, and they were like, "Now I don't want to say anything out of school, but I'm not sure that Zootopia is going to play clean." Now, if I could speculate beyond that, and now this is just speculation.
Yeah.
If I could speculate beyond that, what I would agree to is okay, so the first matinee of the day is Zootopia, and then you have 3 shows of Wicked.
Right.
And probably what's going to happen is Disney's going to want 3 shows of Zootopia and 1 show of Wicked, and they're going to all argue about the scale and the scope. But I'm just so frustrated because to me it's so obvious what the right path forward is.
Right.
So anyway, Zootopia and IMAX and Wicked 2 in IMAX competing for that Thanksgiving Day release. The issue is Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are the 3 days that matter.
Yeah. Big movie days.
Big movie days.
Right. And just like big movie days, that's all the news fit to print. Oh.
Old school.
It's super old
Yeah,
school.
with a little...
Yeah, I like that. I like the way you did that. All right.
Do you think people think we're making that up? Do you think people don't realize that there's an actual dance going on?
Well, we'd film it, but all the cameras break when we put them on.
That's weird.
It's so weird. And we've tried.
Right. And then we had that kid that operated the camera.
Yeah.
And then he turned to stone.
Yeah.
And that was super awkward explaining to his mom.
Yeah, that was. We had that guy Coldplay try and help us. That's how I lost an eye.
That's right.
Just looking down the scope.
All right, David, we have a nice, short, manageable list that I think is all decent trailers. One of them I saw you sneak right in because you have your thing for the Bollywood. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll play along.
Who?
What? Guilty as charged?
Yeah.
Moi? Let's be bilingual.
This is a difficult one for movie of the week. Trailer.
Moi?
Of the week. Don't you think?
No. Mine's easy.
There's a part of me.
I know your trailer of the week is War 2 because it's got.
There's a part of me that wants to crank the pinky out.
Yeah.
And go anti-corporate.
What would they're all, every single one of them is corporate.
I know. Anti-mainstream.
I'm going to go anti-corporate and go buy my coffee from Starbucks.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Drink Pepsi, not that Coca-Cola corporate stuff.
Corporate schlock.
But I'm like, oh, well, caught stealing because it's different and it's not.
Dude, Caught Stealing is the trailer of the week because it is the best trailer and the best looking movie, period. I don't know how are you trying to call it artsy?
I just was saying it's anti-mainstream
What studio is it?
compared to Jurassic Park.
I think it's Lionsgate, maybe.
Yeah, or something like that. I'm going with it.
All right, so the first trailer of the week is Caught Stealing.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, not the first trailer of the week. The first trailer,
And the trailer of the week.
which happens to be both of our trailers of the week, is called Caught Stealing. And I think it looks original, fresh, fun, wild ride.
Yeah.
Walk us through the plot.
Austin Butler
Who, by the way, was the Elvis
was Elvis, and he was also Fade Routha in Dune.
in Dune. That's right. And I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, please.
I fell in love watching him on this trailer. And I was like, who is that guy?
Turns out you knew that guy.
Did you know it was Austin? Yeah. And I didn't recognize him. And I was like, I want to see more of this guy.
He didn't come on screen, and you weren't like, "Oh, it's Elvis."
Yeah, no.
Instantly. I just always see Elvis when I see.
Really?
him. Yeah.
Well, anyway, he looks great. Like, why? Where has he been? Why isn't he making more movies?
He put out a bunch of movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just forgetting them. All right, sorry I interrupted you. So
But then it's also Matt Smith.
Austin Butler stars, and Matt Smith is in it. He looks amazing.
I think it's funny just to see Matt Smith with a big mohawk.
Yeah.
I think the premise is guy has either a friend or a roommate who, and the guy's a bartender, and he's got maybe a girlfriend. I don't know.
Right.
Friend.
Or might be a female roommate.
And I don't think she's the roommate because there's a talk about how she's going over to his house.
Okay, yeah.
And then Matt Smith is like, you have to watch my cat for a little while.
Right.
And then gangsters show up. Turns out Matt Smith stole money or something.
Right.
And then he gets wrapped up in crazy times trying to figure out who has what money, where, how to. And it looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks wild. It looks
Right.
fun. It looks like you probably won't know what's going to happen or expect what. It reminded me, and I don't think it's going to be as well done. It could surprise me, but the trope won't be as well done as a
Layer Cake.
yeah, the guy who made Layer Cake and all those movies just like that. Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah. What the hell's his name? British guy.
British guy. Yeah, did
Not
The Gentleman.
Rush.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm dying because we know it. We know it.
Yeah, we know it. If you were to say his name, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
all right.
course.
Well, anyway, Caught Stealing. Well, Austin Butler looks amazing. Next up, we have David's gratuitous Bollywood title called War 2, which I was a little late to our recording tonight because I spent most of my evening trying to find it.
Really? Because I saw multiple articles about how it was coming and it's gonna be this big thing, and it's from the same guy who did RRR, which we love, right? I love.
You love.
You've seen it, right?
If I said so.
How can you forget RRR? It's such a good movie.
I totally saw RRR. I did not love it as much as you did.
Weak. But this is War 2, and you would think, oh, this is the second war.
This looks freaking terrible.
Yeah. You would think this is the second war movie.
Right? No.
You're wrong, Penn. This is the third movie
Oh, the third.
in the series.
Okay.
It's the second movie called War, but apparently there was a movie before War. So there was according to the synopsis there was a guy who earned his place as a secret agent. And then in War, he fights...
In what?
In War.
War.
War 1. He fights his mentor, who turns out to be bad. And now in War 2, he fights his mentor's other student or something? I don't know. Well, the action looked over the top ridiculous. Like, it would be funny to laugh at, but I didn't really...
0% chance I watch this movie.
Okay. I put this on here only because I saw multiple places how it was going to be a big deal.
Yeah, no, it's a legit release and it's a legit movie. And if you're curious about it, I recommend go watch it. But here's my problem. And this is what's interesting because this is not a problem I had 300 episodes ago. But I've developed this problem from hanging out with you.
Ugh.
It just looked so badly made. Like the CG, the entire movie was shot in front of a green screen. and some of them maybe weren't even shot in front of a green screen, but was just CG or CGI or whatever you call it. Like it just looked like you were watching it looked like a video game from the 90s.
Like when the guy's walking with a tagger next to him or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like,
it wasn't even like there's this great action scene. What's the movie? You and I watched I want to say it was a Marvel movie. And there was an amazing action scene, but there was one little moment in it where the CGI kind of stood out. And it was Harrison Ford was the Red Hulk, and they were on the island, and
Captain America: Brave New World.
Yeah, and there was that. It was the whole movie was great, but there was one scene where it really stuck out as being like poor CGI. This looked like the entire thing was that,
right?
And not even just the action. Like some normal just walking down the street scenes looked like they were CGI.
Yeah, and
poor CGI. I cannot stress strongly enough how bad this movie looks.
Yeah. And however, if you were to tell me, David, do you want to come over and watch War 2 and have a good laugh, I would probably already be at your door.
If here's the thing. It's not necessarily my cup of tea.
Right.
But if you're into cocaine and you were doing a lot of coke and you wanted to see a movie, this is the movie for you. It's not really my thing, but
who was it? I think I was listening to Josh Johnston this week, and he had a thing where he was like, he was talking about how his town's. He's like, my town's bad. I was at the. This will make sense. I was at the bus stop, and the one crackhead next to me goes, well, I do crack, but it's not like it's crystal meth. It's just regular meth. And he's like, and the other meth head was like, what?
What? All right, next up we have the biggest trailer of the week, Jurassic World Rebirth, trailer number 2 starring Scarlett Johansson. I don't know this trailer looked good. We sort of know the plot. We've seen trailer. We saw the teaser trailer. We saw trailer number 1. We saw this trailer. This movie is going to be massive. This movie looks great.
Shows a lot more dinosaurs.
And one that is like evil looking, almost like an alien-ish?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a human dinosaur. Oh. Yeah, but it looks like a xenomorph.
Is that giant. Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the end of Ghostbusters?
It's exactly like the Stay Puft. The weird thing is this is the crossover movie.
Right. Oh my God, Bill Murray's going to have a cameo at the end.
And Ghost Egon?
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Wait, I was going to say something about this. This is another interesting piece.
Yeah.
If we can just pause.
Oh, please.
And talk about the business of exhibition. Jurassic Park doesn't have an IMAX release.
Really? That's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Now, excuse me, it's late. Is it, Warner Brothers, right?
Universal. I forget what's going to be in IMAX instead of them. But it's not like something bad. I forget what it is, but here's the interesting thing. So IMAX is a name brand of a type of exhibition called premium large format, which is PLF. So Regal has 4DX. They have got the Regal, what is it called? The RX or something, or the Regal X.
Yeah.
And every exhibitor has their own form of PLFs. Penn Cinema happens to have 2 PLFs, both of which are IMAX. So we go with movies that are released in IMAX. What was interesting is I heard through the grapevine that exhibitors are being told by Universal that they have to play Jurassic Park in Jurassic World in the PLFs.
Even though it's not formatted?
No. In the PLFs, not the IMAX.
Oh.
Like IMAX has its own thing. So like for example, you go to King of Prussia, which is a Regal theater run, I think, by my good friend Rob Schwartz. They have an IMAX screen, and in that IMAX screen, they also have a 70 millimeter projector.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah,
it's pretty legit. This is King of Prussia is a cool little theater. I like King of Prussia. Anyway, they have the IMAX screen, But then right next to it, they also have the Regal X, whatever their premium large format is. And then next to that, they got the 4DX, where the chair shakes. And next to that, they got the 3D. Like, they have so many formats. And then, so what's happening is, let's leave Jurassic Park out of it. You have a title that is an IMAX release. So that's obviously going in IMAX. But then you decide what you're doing with the other formats. And the tide that is starting to turn is that the other studios are starting to say, okay, well, Studio X, Y, and Z has the IMAX.
Okay.
And now my studio gets the other PLFs. They're being bossy about what goes in the other PLFs because there's no third party. There's no IMAX, guiding that process because the PLF is governed by the exhibitor.
I was wondering if it was because they didn't want to compete with one of their other movies, but the other two big movies that come out back to back are Fantastic Four and Superman.
Well,
It's a 3-week triple.
Yeah, I don't.
threat.
Again, not getting into specifics.
Right.
Like, for example, King of Prussia crushed Lidditz on Thunderbolts. And the reason they did is because I had Thunderbolts in IMAX and I had Thunderbolts in regular 2D.
Yeah.
And that's all I had. They had Thunderbolts in IMAX, 4DX, Regal X. They had all these extra cool, opportunities to upcharge and sell more expensive tickets.
Now, would you ever consider
Yeah.
converting maybe one of the smaller theaters to a 4D or whatever you want to call it? Whatever.
I would not, but we are talking about converting one of our larger theaters to our own PLF.
Oh.
But what's interesting is this dynamic that we're getting wind of with Jurassic World discourages us from doing that because we don't want studios to start believing that they can dictate what you have to do with your PLFs.
Interesting.
I mean, the whole point of having a PLF is to get IMAX off our back so that we can program it the way we want it.
Right.
So we get that third party out of the way. But then now these other studios are starting to expect to have control over what formats you use.
Right.
Like right now we have Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, and Thunderbolts, which are available in 3D. And obviously I'm playing Lilo and Stitch in 3D.
Right.
Could you imagine if a studio came in and if Warner Brothers demanded, somehow contractually obligated us to be playing Minecraft in 13 instead of Lilo and Stitch? Like, that would be a nightmare.
Right.
And that's the analogy for having for why you might not want to have a PLF. But I mean, it's a $250,000 investment.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's big money.
Wow.
As Senator Patrick Moynihan once said, $1 billion here and $1 billion there. Pretty soon, you're talking about real money.
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon. All right. Sorry for that tangent.
No, it was good because we're back to Zootopia too. Yeah. It had a teaser.
Speaking of IMAX.
Yeah. This was a legit just teaser. I have not seen the first one, so I don't know if there was a continued story here. Have you seen it?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if there was I recognize the characters from like scenes I've seen.
Yeah.
And I think since we're reviewing the trailer,
Okay.
I think this was a very good,
Yes.
well-made teaser.
I think this was one of the best teasers we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. It successfully teased me about the movie and got me interested to know more without telling me a bunch about stuff in the movie so that when the trailer comes, you're like, oh, I kind of already have seen this.
Did you get the sense that the content in this trailer was made just for the trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
They didn't piece together clips from the movie to tease you about what was coming. They made a whole content piece to tease what was coming.
Right. And there's no reason because there's no way to really explain it other than just if you're into animation or Zootopia, just watch the teaser. It's a minute?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
And so Lilo and Stitch is on its way to a massive weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. Every single person who's watching Lilo and Stitch saw the Zootopia trailer.
Nice.
Teaser. That was the attached trailer. And I thought it was a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
really, really, really nice. All right, last up we have Off the Grid, which I remember stars Josh Duhamel, I believe.
Yeah.
And Looks like basically your story that we've seen this a million times where was he an agent or a bad guy or some kind of...
You think he was an agent.
Some kind of agent gets run off and has to operate in secret.
Yeah, off the grid.
Off the grid, so to speak.
Yeah. My question is, what do you think looks worse, this or War II?
I mean, it's not even fair. I would go watch this movie.
Wow.
I thought War II was a joke. I will agree with you that this is not the best. It didn't look awesome. I thought it looked fine.
I would watch War II just to see people, like, how weird people could be creative and stuff, rather than watch this, what felt like something you've seen a million times.
Yeah, but War II
poorly.
is probably going to be 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, but they're singing and dancing.
Whereas this is probably
and it
98.
probably has an intermission.
I bet you this is 98 minutes long.
You know what? I looked at the times for next week because we briefly before before the show started. What are we going to review next week? Is it going to be Karate Kid or Jane Austen Ruined My Life? And I was going to be like, well, we could just see the shorter one. And do you want to know how much shorter one is rather than the other?
1 minute, 2 minutes.
Exactly 1 minute.
1 minute, yeah. I knew that they were both pretty short. We picked Jane Austen mostly because that's the one we both want to see.
Right.
One of us, I'm not going to name names because there's no reason.
Right.
One of us got kind of feisty and was like, well, it's our damn show. We watch whatever
do
we
what
want.
we want.
I think after 300 episodes, we watch
You
whatever.
deserve to make choices
whatever the fuck we
like
want.
that. Yeah.
And my motivation, I'm going to try to talk Amy into watching it with me.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. See if I can't pull that
I
off.
think we're pretty safe to no guns on this one.
Yeah, no guns. Probably nobody's going to
But
die.
in the middle of it, it turns into a hardcore action movie.
Oh, my God.
All right, those are the trailers this week. Let's move on to our movie review. Oh, the angelic pen.
So nice.
Yeah.
So easy.
So easy, breezy.
Beautiful.
Cover girl.
I wonder how many of our listeners are
like,
too young to know that.
Yeah, too young to get it because they don't see commercials anymore.
Right. Why would they?
This week we're talking about Mission Impossible.
The final
reckoning.
final reckoning.
Not Dead Reckoning
No.
Part 2.
Right.
Forget that. The final reckoning. Penn,
David.
how did you feel about Mission Impossible 8? Dead Reckoning? Final Reckoning? Part 2?
I loved it.
Yeah?
It passed the first test, which is it's exactly what you think it's going to be. Can you agree on that?
To a degree.
Okay. I thought it did not waste a lot of time. Oh, a friend of mine and I were talking. What is that called? We know there's a word for it, and we know that you use the word frequently, but it's not aughts.
Okay.
But what do you call it when a movie advances a plot using dialogue?
Shoot. Well, you
Not like in a good way, but like, almost like reminding you what happened in the first half of the movie.
right. It's called. Well, let's talk more. And
Is
I'm
it
sure.
exposition or
Yeah.
exploration or something? All right. Well, we'll talk and you'll remember it. So Mission Impossible Final Reckoning is part 2 from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. And we find ourselves with Tom Cruise, who has to, yet again, save the world. This movie included, for me, 2 of the most exciting scenes of the year. The scene that we knew we were getting, him hanging off the wing of a bright yellow biplane.
Yeah.
That was the end of an extended sequence of him in a red biplane, which was equally thrilling. And that whole stitched together sequence of him chasing down, climbing on, and abandoning and climbing on the other one, and the bad guy falls out, but he doesn't fall out cleanly, we'll just say. Like that whole chase scene to me was thrilling. It was like on the edge of your seat, wild ride. I thought it was even better than the motorcycle jump, that is the iconic motorcycle jump from part 1. But what made the whole movie for me, well, two things made the movie for me. The next scene that I wanted to talk about that I think is the most exciting scene I've seen in the movies in a long time maybe since Wicked was the last time I was this like
Wow.
excited about a certain scene. Was when he was in the sub
Yeah.
on the ocean floor and it was rolling towards the edge of the cliff.
That was I found myself legitimately biting my nails.
Yes. Yeah, holding your breath.
Yeah.
Like, and when that scene concluded and he was finally like safe, me and my friends like literally like exhaled and like, oh my God, can I unclench everything? Because like it was so exciting
Yeah.
and terrifying. Not in a horror movie way, but just in a like, oh my God, you know, he's in a room full of torpedoes and he's gonna shoot himself out a torpedo tube or something.
Yeah, and I was thinking, well, what about this? What about that? And then they thought, like I was like, he's not going to be able to open that because it's full of air and the pressure would keep. And then, of course, it fills with water.
Right.
Okay, they thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third thing, the little detail that I just loved, and this wasn't an exciting thing or anything, but it's just a small detail that I just absolutely, I was thrilled. And I was the first one in my little group to like point to the screen and go, oh my God, that's the guy from Mission Impossible 1. When they bring back that guy with the beard.
Yeah.
I love that. And then later in the movie when the guy with the beard is explaining how like Tom Cruise is like, I'm sorry I ruined your life. And the guy with the beard was like, me being sent to Siberia was like the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
You know, and I thought that was profound, you know, and not that the movie, I'm not trying to say the movie's deep. I'm just saying that was like a really well written plot detail, you know,
Right.
and bringing him back explains why, you know, when something happens and you don't notice it, but then later you look back at it and you're like, oh, that's why that guy was in all the trailers. And, you know, that one little,
Yeah.
you know, because when you watch the trailers, you thought to yourself, oh, they're just, you know, revisiting all the iconic scenes.
Right.
But they kept showing that guy's face. And I'm sure that if he hadn't been in the trailer so many times, I would not have immediately recognized him in this movie. But anyway, those were the three things that I just loved about this movie, and I can't say enough good things about it.
Interesting.
How about you? Did you tolerate it okay?
I think this is probably on the low end of Mission Impossible movies.
My friend said it was the worst Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a spy movie. And that, I think that's a big problem that I had with the last one, too, because while I enjoyed Dead Reckoning to a degree, it didn't feel like the other, is it 3 or 4 before it? From Ghost Protocol, which I think is the best one, up until, yes, right there, up until Dead Reckoning. That series, I think it's 3, it might be 4 movies, are fantastic. Amazing spy movies with amazing set pieces, and where the stakes feel high and you don't really, like, the first time you see it, you don't necessarily feel like you know what's going to happen. You feel, it's intense. Anyone could, you kind of know they're going to make it out, but it still feels like anyone could possibly die.
I got to disagree with you on one thing.
What?
The one thing I don't like about all these movies,
Yeah.
and I lump James Bond in with this, and you know James Bond is one of my favorite franchises.
Yeah.
Hard stop. All of these movies, it's always the fate of the world.
Right. Well,
It's always the world is about to end if we don't stop that, if we don't get that thumb drive off the helicopter.
so
I hate that.
I
don't
agree
buy the
with you.
stakes in any of these movies.
That's my big problem with the last 2, is because they made the stakes so incredibly high, but then simultaneously did not give us a villain with a compelling
Yeah.
story. It was just blank.
It's the entity.
The entity is out there, has no real interaction with its own. You only see other
Right.
people. It just felt like yes, the whole world is going to end, but why do I really care?
Right.
Like, why should I, as a viewer, care to find out? And then because they put both the entity and everyone puts so much weight onto only Ethan Hunt can do this.
Right.
It also took a lot out of it for me, because in the other ones, you can assume Ethan Hunt's going to make it through, right? Right. But this was the last one.
A thought never crossed my mind that he would die.
Well, James Bond died.
Are we sure?
It got blown it up.
Blown it up.
But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
some sort of passing it on, some sort of something. So I'm not saying that this movie is bad because it's not the worst one by any means, in my opinion. I think it's better than the last one.
Yep. I would agree.
So the bottom ones would be, I disliked the second one the most, and then the first one, and the third one, and then this one.
This is why I'm so frustrating to all my friends and to people who want to talk to me about movies in the lobby. I can't sort out any of them.
Right. Well, we're aware because I could literally tell you the plot to Indiana Jones, and you would think it was Mission Impossible.
Kayla hit me the other night with that. We were talking about Mission Impossible, and she's like, I always get that confused with Indiana Jones. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? That's weird. Why would you? That's totally different franchise. Oh. Right.
They both have trains in them.
Right. Gotcha. Right. I want to say one more thing.
But that submarine thing was, like, the set pieces in this are really good. I did not like the plane one, but all the other ones, really good.
Yeah. I will agree with you. It didn't bother me during the movie, but I have heard from people who I, talked to. My one friend immediately articulated this at the end of the show, that it has evolved to a pure action movie.
Right.
There's no spycraft.
Right.
And it didn't bother me during the movie, but in hindsight, I fully agree that it was missing the action in my opinion, the action was so good that I didn't even notice to me it was just another action movie that was awesome action. But like, for example, like, we didn't get enough of Benji, enough of Simon Pegg. He had a couple, moments, but we didn't get enough of him. And there wasn't, the stuff that made some of the early Mission Impossibles so fun wasn't there.
Also, it's been 3 months since in the movie. It's been 3 months since the last film.
Yeah.
They mentioned. And him and Haley Atwell are like, if they're not lovers, they're almost lovers.
Well, David.
Right? But 3 months ago, his longtime girlfriend was murdered. In front of him.
The other guy that I was watching this with, who I don't want to name names, but his name rhymes with Schmistry Grobble.
Oh, Schmistry Schnabel.
Yeah, Schmistry Schnabel. He had a running commentary throughout the movie. Mm-hmm. And every time there was a scene, he would go, wait, weren't they just in South Africa? Wait, wasn't he in London this morning?
That was the part of the plane chase that immediately I was like, oh, I was turned off. He's chasing the guy who's in a car, but he's on foot.
Yeah, so?
Chases him out of the camp.
Probably does a lot of speed work.
Right, yeah, we did see him running earlier.
Yeah, well, he's got his hands like that with the iconic running.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden they're off of the mountain and in a giant field with an airport, right. And he's still running.
Right.
So the guy has driven there, gotten onto his plane, and he's taking off, and he's just getting there. Yeah. When he would be like way off.
So James Bond has climbed onto a moving plane.
Yeah.
But they had him in the back of a car, drove him up to the bottom of the plane, and he climbed on.
Right.
This was a little less.
It was the running there,
right? That was the problem.
Yeah, because usually in these movies, when he runs, there's a running sequence,
right?
My first gripe, not a spy movie, and second gripe was the villain was uncompelling,
right?
And my third gripe is Tom Cruise's acting.
I love Tom Cruise.
I think it's time.
It is time. I completely agree, and I also love Tom's acting.
The action.
I've started to refer to him as TC just because we're tight like that.
The acting that he does is great, and it could have been the dialogue, and it could be that he has too much power in this production for someone to be like, try it again.
Right.
But his line delivery, I was like, man, that feels so. And it could be the plastic surgery is a little bit droopy now, so you don't get the same.
David, why'd you go there?
You don't get the same facial expressions. They're all the same. That could be part of it.
You're sure there's plastic surgery?
Well, maybe not. Maybe just Botox count as plastic surgery.
No.
It must. Well, there's Botox.
Are you sure? I don't mean that implying that I'm arguing that there's not. I'm just saying, is that a stated fact? Are we sure of that?
No.
Because I want to believe that he's up there doing it.
Well, his nickname should be Bilbo Saggins with the skin on his face.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. How old are you? My God.
I'm young enough to look down. I'm just kidding. No.
All right. Well, that's our review of Mission Impossible. I felt as though it was the best movie I've ever seen.
I think it was the best movie I've ever seen.
Oh, shit.
That's our rating system,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
it wasn't. Like I told my friends afterwards, I said, look, I'm griping on it, but when it comes down to it, it's a perfectly fine movie.
Did anybody in your circle have a commentary on the runtime?
Yes. One friend, no. The other friend, yes. And me, yes.
What was your commentary? It's too long?
Felt a little bit winded, especially the airplane thing. That felt like it went on forever.
I just, in general, the movie is almost, for those of you who don't know, the movie is almost 3 hours long. Mm-hmm. It did not feel like 3 hours to me. It went pretty quick.
I heard that from Goonies Jason as well.
Yeah.
I think the airplane thing would have made a good opening.
Yeah.
Because it was just so bright and colorful compared to the dim darkness of everything else.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I also, quite frankly...
Don't care.
No. What I was going to say was I do agree that it went a little long.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't take anything out of the submarine scene, but you could take some stuff out of the airplane scene.
Right. And I was watching, it's like, so they're escaping, but they're also flying in some leisurely, like, stunt canyon way of flying. And then I thought, okay, well, they were going to set off a nuke. And
There's got to be analog.
I guess if they set off a nuke and being in that canyon would protect them, but still it feels pretty coincidental.
I tell you what else I loved is when the bad guy fell out with the only parachute. I thought it was going to be another one of those things where Tom Cruise like skydives without a parachute and like you're in the air, and I feel like we've seen that.
Everyone went, oh,
yeah. And then the bad guy gets killed before he fully exits the plane. All right. Well, anyway, next week we have a total opposite end of the spectrum. You know. With Jane Austen Wrecked My Life.
Yeah, look, let us know what you thought of the movie podcast at pensummit.com. Just like this listener sent us an email, because we're moving on to listener feedback, comments, questions, so forth and so on. That's right.
It's the final countdown. The final countdown.
Whoa. Just when you think it's over, there's more. Pen?
I love that introduction. All right, so top 10
10
Sarah writes in. It says, Pen, I hope your surgery went off without a hitch. Side note, it did. And that you are recovering well. Side note, I am. Here are a couple shows to watch for you during recovery. I just watched a show called The Residents on Netflix. It is a Clue/Glass Onion-like murder mystery limited series. However, the murder happened at the White House, and the detective they bring in is quirky and loves birdwatching. I loved it. Second show to watch is, of course, Drive to Survive. I think this is 6 seasons, so you have your work cut out for you, but you will be well prepared for the F1 movie. I'm going to pause there.
Yeah.
Didn't I report on the show that I watched The Residents?
I think you may have.
I loved The Residents. I already saw it back when it was coming out, and I absolutely loved it. And then for Drive to Survive, for those of you who don't know, this is the F1 sort of behind the scenes. It's not a documentary per se, but
it's more realistic.
It's a realistic sort of after the fact telling of race season, I guess.
Yeah.
I've watched it and I was really into a few episodes, but I find it I can't stick with it. I'm not gonna watch 6 seasons. What I might do is maybe watch the last season. Just so I know who some of the players are going into the F1 movie.
Got it. I want to say this about
that.
top 10 Sarah.
Yeah.
she's not very healthy for the loaf of Yof.
No, she's not.
Because she's giving me multiple things. You should check this out. And every time it's like, well, that is on Netflix. And I currently don't have it.
And you're not made of money.
Well,
So she goes on to say you'll be well prepared for the F1 movie. Speaking of the F1 movie, the latest trailer really has me excited. Now, sidebar.
yeah.
You saw the latest trailer.
Yeah.
Because the big number 2 movie this Memorial Day is Mission Impossible. And the attached trailer, that's what you call the last trailer that plays before the feature. The attached trailer for Mission Impossible is F1 movie,
Yeah.
which this trailer just looks awesome.
Yeah. Agree. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, I know. I'm just so excited for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so she said the latest trailer really has me excited. There are some pretty small details that are very realistic for an actual F1 experience. So I am super pumped to watch the movie, especially in IMAX. I know Tony Baloney and David will be coming with me to watch it in IMAX. My question is, I noticed on the website there is an IMAX fan event. When do those tickets go on sale? Because I will be all over that. I forget when they go on sale, but we'll post that on the podcast Facebook page.
Yeah.
The fan event goes on sale the same day as the regular tickets,
Oh, okay.
which I want to say is the 29th, but I'm kind of guessing on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Top 10 Sarah goes on to write, one last thing that I forgot to write in about a while ago is you guys were mentioning the person who should give out the first Oscar for Best Stuntman. I said it should be Tom Cruise. David said it should be Ryan Gosling.
Jackie Chan.
And then later you brought up Jackie
Yeah,
Chan.
after Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Which I don't think Jackie
They made a movie about Ryan Gosling and how good he was. Gosling, I'm going to stick with that.
I think Jackie Chan would be a good choice. Anyway, Sarah goes on to argue that we totally missed the point. No, missed the mark with our candidates. So we have Tom Cruise, Ryan Gosling, and Jackie Chan. And she wants to add to that list a great selection in one, Chuck Norris. Hands down, every single year until he dies, and even after that, I'm sure there's some sort of Chuck Norrism that would work for him to be the presenter, even though he's dead. Very, very, very good point.
Well, thank you for that. If you want to be like Top 10 Sarah, and who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
Email us.
Just made out of money watching Netflix
Yeah.
like crazy.
She's like, sorry. I've got like 1 million Netflix subscriptions just cause.
Hey, she probably has one for the upstairs part of the house.
Right.
She got her own
Her
subscription.
dogs
for
have their own.
Right.
Yeah. You know, it's late. And a lot of things could be going on, but what I really want to know is, Penn, what's up with you?
That was like a little robot.
Yeah.
That was
Is that pop and lock?
That was my take on the pop and lock.
Wow.
Not very good.
The pop and pen.
Yeah, it was more like popping and propping shut. it was
Propping that door open.
It wasn't actually locked.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it was popped either.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm up to. I watched the new movie called Friendship.
Yes. Please
Starring
tell me.
Tim Robbins and Paul Rudd. Highly recommend.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. I'm just going to say one thing. There's going to be some disappointed people. Because there are going to be some people who look at the poster and they're like, oh my God, I love Paul Rudd. I'm going to go see this movie with Paul Rudd. It's going to be funny. And don't get me wrong. The movie is very funny. But it's not straightforward, like happy-go-lucky, oh my God, that's so funny, Paul Rudd.
It's Tim Robinson humor, right?
It's a Tim Robbins. Is it Robbins or Robinson?
I think it's Robinson.
Robinson.
Tim Robbins.
It's the other guy. All week, I've been calling him the other guy.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend of mine in the lobby, a guy from Connective was in here with his friends and his beautiful wife. And they were having drinks at the bar on their way in to see Friendship. And I was chatting with him and I said, what movie are you watching? And he goes, we're on our way to see the Tim Robinson movie. Or Tim Robbins, whatever. He said it. He said it right.
I think it's Tim Robbins.
And so he goes, we're going in to see the Tim Robinson movie. And that stopped me in my tracks. Because all week I've been calling it the Paul Rudd movie. but it really truly is Tim Robinson. He's the main character.
Wrote it too, or something.
He's the main character. The movie is quirky as hell. It's weird. It's completely unhinged. When I came out of that movie, I was like, I need to know more about this guy. And I have since researched and found out that the guy is freaking hilarious, and he's completely off the wall, and he's totally unhinged. And the movie is perfectly consistent with his humor. So if you're a big Tim Robinson fan and you want to come see Friendship, you're gonna love it. And if you're into like weird humor and off the just completely totally unhinged movie scripts, you're gonna love this. If you're coming, bring your girlfriend to see the new funny Paul Rudd movie, there might be some questions.
You know, as an SNL fan, I'm surprised you're not familiar with him.
I'm not.
Because he had a little stint on SNL.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Well,
so
anyway,
you've been checking his other stuff out? Like,
yeah.
I think you should leave.
YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Just whatever clips I can find on there. The guy is, I think the movie is incredibly well acted. It's bizarre. I mean, it's not straightforward. Yeah. And Kate Mara is in it.
Oh, okay.
She's got a small role, but she's perfectly cast for the role that she's in. The premise,
his wife, right?
Yeah. The premise is Paul Rudd moves into Tim Robinson's neighborhood, and he sort of develops like a man crush, but it's deeper than that. It's not quite that simple.
Right.
It's great. I highly recommend it. Also, my family, we're completely continuing to roll through Veep, which we've now seen the whole way through a few different times. I'm up to speed on The Last of Us.
Oh, wow. One more episode to go.
One more episode. They're doing such a good job with this. I think this is incredible. And I've been rewatching the final season of Sopranos.
Nice.
So good.
Nice.
David, a lot of times I watch this stuff and I find myself thinking, David, what's with you?
Well, let me tell you what's with me. I'm still watching My Hero Academia because...
Why wouldn't you be?
Why wouldn't I be? I talked about it before, so there's no reason to go over again. But I'm playing a little game called Owlboy.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's the Owlboy. And it's been...
If you play too much, you hurt your elbow.
Yeah, that's right.
Your elbow.
My elbow. Elbow. It's really good. It's a delightful platformer and really good pixel art, and the story's fun, and it's just the right kind of puzzle and not difficult to keep me like entertained for an hour or so at a time. Mm-hmm. So
pinkies up.
Pinkies up.
It's delightful.
Yeah. If you're into the Owlboy, let me know, boy.
And you got a good elbow.
And you got a good elbow.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's the actual word.
Wait, what? All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. Next week we'll be back to talk about...
Next week we're going to record in daylight.
Yeah. Man, I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Oh, shit.
Next week we're going to be talking about how Jane Austen ruined my life, and also a movie.
Yeah. Are you going to read Pride and Prejudice before the movie?
Right before it, so that I'm up to date.
Yeah, me too.
And then...
I can't wait. I love reading.
Yeah. If you're like Sarah Jessica Parker, you read like 4 books a week or whatever.
A week, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Look, if you want to support the show, Pat,
yes.
What's the number one way to do that?
The number one way?
Yeah.
Well, the number one way is to tell a friend.
Oh.
Well, you might be interested in the number two way.
What's the best way?
Oh, the best way.
Yeah.
The best way, obviously, is... Well, we've been taking suggestions on the new menu in the kitchen. And what you could do to really support the show is to encourage the selection of the right French fries. And then underneath all the French fries, there's a little note that says, listen to the French fries.
Look, if we want to incorporate that in, it's like clearly.
What I was trying to get at was take your French fries and spell out, listen to the Penn Cinema podcast.
I was going to say,
but
the best thing to do
went there the wrong way.
Would be it opens next week, right?
Yeah.
When it opens,
yeah,
and you see the head chef, you say, "Hey, those of us at the Penn Cinema podcast say congratulations on your wedding." Oh
my God, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Right?
Yes. Okay. All kidding aside.
Yeah.
All kidding aside, we hired this brand new chef.
Right. Well, she's not brand new to chefing.
No.
Right.
She's brand new to us.
Right.
And she's getting married this weekend, and we just could not be happier for her. So that is no joke. And thank you, David. when you come in and you see the chef and you're telling her about how amazing all our new food is, because it is freaking off the charts,
Right. And you'll notice her, she's got the big hat.
you'll know it right away. We've bought her a couple big hats.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, that's exactly right. Your friends from the Penn Cinema Podcast wish you congratulations on your new nuptials.
Yeah. There you go.
Amazing.
But say you don't see her.
Right. Then just tell a friend how much you like the show.
Yeah. Exactly. Easy. All right. Well, once again, for the late Penn Cinema Podcast, I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.
Nice. That was awesome. Good. Yeah. Great. I'm happy.
It's a cut.